So I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, but I haven't really been able to get it together because it's kind of a convoluted subject. This one is not as black and white as you might think because the other side kind of looks at cosmetic surgery from all different angles. So there's actually a lot of things to consider. So if you have gotten cosmetic surgery in the past or thinking about getting it in the future, please remember that the other side is very non-judgmental. So this video is not meant to cast shame or judgment at anybody. The other side is not naive. They know that we live in a superficial world. But their number one priority for you is really going to be health. I have seen them ride actresses, like aspiring actresses, like Seabiscuit. In my sessions, I've seen them just ride them, just diet, exercise, nutrition, clothes, hair, makeup, whatever. It's kind of that Jerry Maguire, help us, help you kind of energy. Like, we have to cater to mortals. We have to cater to a superficial world. We have to cater to casting directors with you. And we're going to bring opportunity onto your path, but we need you to meet us halfway. But when they do that, I've never seen like cosmetic surgery. It's always been like, be the best you can be, shine authentic light, put yourself out there, have the confidence, take those acting classes, hone your skill. But it's all about health, the exercise and the nutrition and having the clear mind, because the gas you put in your tank is so important. So it's like this comprehensive approach to wellness. Develop your intuition, meditate, make sure you're getting your beauty rest, make sure, it's just, it's them looking at them as a whole, hobbies, make sure you're doing heart-focused work and hobbies and whatever. Snuggle your pet, snuggle your animal, boost your vibration, be happy. And then the law of attraction kicks in and you can attract roles to yourself and abundance and, love, etc. So I just wanted to let you guys know that the other side are not closed-minded idiots about it. They understand how the world is, but with all due respect, this is really what they would prefer, is focusing on health. And essentially just being the best you can be. If you're not perfect, what if you want to conform to your standard of perfection? Like, are you conforming to societal pressure and the world, or are you making the world conform to you? Is another thing they wanted me to bring up. Suppose, you're an aspiring actress and you're just completely flat-chested and really insecure about it. So you want to go out and get breast implants. Well, don't be so closed-minded about your future. Maybe you land a role that, involves a flat-chested woman. Maybe the movie is like part of her character is she's insecure about her flat chest. So they need a flat-chested actress. And what if this role is so big and important that it ends up making your career? So you see how like the other side has the possibility of bringing, all these opportunities onto your path where maybe you're making these psychic predictions like, oh, this isn't going to work. The way I look isn't going to work. When the other side is like, says who? We can bring roles onto your path. And actors and actresses don't look perfect, by the way, just so you know. There's a lot of actors and actresses out there that don't look like models, and they're extremely talented, and they shine their light, and they got what it takes, and they got the courage and confidence to get out there and do it, and they were successful. They became successful. They believed in themselves and showed themselves love. So, again, I know we live in a superficial world, but don't make those psychic predictions like, I'm never going to land any roles looking like this. You never know. You never know. They need, people all different shapes, sizes, looks. So don't make those psychic predictions because they could be wrong. You know, the other side, just so you know, don't underestimate the power of the other side. Because if, you know, acting, modeling, whatever is your life purpose, they'll hold your hand. And they will set you like a volleyball so that they can spike you later. They're very, very strategic. So keep the faith. And, you know, one of the things they like to say is, opportunity is everywhere. I think it's a car commercial right now. They'll say that. Opportunity is everywhere. We can bring opportunity on your path. You just need to be the magnet to attract it to yourself with your light. Let the universe meet you halfway, and then you meet us halfway. But I mean, they can make things happen for you, but it just depends on what signal you're broadcasting. And just stay optimistic and positive about the future. I love using acting as an example because, there's so much pressure. You're in the media, you're on TV, in the movies, the news, whatever. There's a lot of pressure on you to look good. I don't understand that because I am a small fry here with a YouTube channel. I don't really feel a whole lot of pressure on me to look good, but I think that's why I wanted to bring up actors and actresses as an example, because I didn't want to sit there and just, cosmetic surgery, it's like, no, you guys have a lot of pressure on you to look good. You're in the spotlight. You've got people staring at you. Your face is blown up on this big screen. They get it. They see it. They're just saying, be yourself. Be the best you can be. So every situation has like different circumstances attached to it. So it's like, why did she get a nose job? Why did she get a boob job? Why did he, get a tummy tuck? Whatever. Like, you never know. Each circumstance is completely different. So what the other side is going to do if you do decide to get cosmetic surgery is they're going to look at the intent. What was the intent behind your cosmetic surgery? What's the reason? Did you decide that you didn't like the way your nose looked? Well, where did that decision come from? Did it come from society deciding that you don't have a perfect nose? Maybe you were flipping through magazines and thinking, these people's noses are so much better than mine, so much cuter, so much more attractive, whatever. Well, maybe that's societal pressure. You have free will, you're allowed to form an opinion, but they're asking you, what the influence is and how did you draw this conclusion? What, how, where is this conclusion coming from? Do you want to fit in? Do you want to look like everyone else? Are you having problems, overcoming your ego, perhaps? Maybe this is like an ego-based decision where you're really, really caring what other people think. And what you're doing is you're basically putting yourself before the review board. And that's where the other side is encouraging self-love, which comes up in all my videos. We know self-love is a really big deal for them. So you are criticizing yourself. You're putting yourself before the review board and you're looking at yourself under a microscope. I don't like this physical feature. I don't like that physical feature. I don't like this. I don't like that. And maybe, you're forming these opinions and you're being very critical and very judgmental towards yourself. Now, when I was, see, it's back. Blah. When I was writing this video, the energy felt really weird. It didn't feel like dark. It felt weird. And I would have to describe it as like a lack of self-love type of energy. Self-criticism. My body is a temple. My body is a gift from God. I'm criticizing that temple. I'm forming negative opinions about that temple. So it feels like a lack of self-love. It just feels like just putting myself before the review board. So it doesn't feel like a loving energy, but a critical energy. And the way it makes my gut feel is just kind of weird. I want to say it's like a slight nausea. And I kept experiencing that when I was writing this video. And now it's coming back again. Because when I focus my mind on it, my gut responds. That's part of being an intuitive. So that self-judgment energy is what I'm saying you don't want to project to the world. I guess that's really like the best way to sum it up is the self-love and the self-acceptance and the self-protection That's the energy that feels really, really good. I love myself, universe, and so should you. And then that self-critical, I don't like this about myself, universe kind of thing. Yeah, see, my gut's getting tight again. That's the energy that they're trying to avoid. Now, part of self-love is also self-protection. So what are you subjecting yourself to? Are you going under the knife needlessly? Are you being put to sleep needlessly? You know, that anesthesia, those are toxins to your system. We know the other side doesn't like it when we ingest toxins. You know, are you abusing your power where you do have this access to science and surgery? Are you abusing your power in some way? You know, it's like, what are you subjecting yourself to? So that self-love and self-protection, it's like you're supposed to protect yourself from a knife, right? It's like you protect yourself from that. You push that away from you. Self-protection is a form of self-love. What are you subjecting yourself to? And then, of course, self-acceptance is also a form of self-love. So are you accepting yourself for... Why do I keep... I don't know, I like step on the floor and this thing moves. Oh well, that's kind of fun. You know, it's like, I'm not perfect and I don't have to be. And another thing that they were kind of encouraging, energetically speaking, was gratitude, like being thankful for your body and seeing the good. You know, I really like my feet. I really like my eyes. You know, looking at the features that are your favorite as opposed to least favorite and trying to focus on that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And, you know, I struggled with this too because, you know, I don't have the perfect nose. You know, I really don't have the perfect nose. And I had a deviated septum. So years ago, I actually had to undergo sinus surgery, where they go in there and shave down your septum, do all sorts of stuff inside your nose, whatever. You know, no cutting required, just went in there. And while I was under, I was able to get a nose job. You know, I had the option to do that, but I decided not to. And I don't know, I can't really tell you why. I'm not trying to look holier than thou here, like, oh, I didn't do it. It's like, I just didn't feel the compulsion. I didn't have the desire to do it. And I was like, whatever. Like, I didn't care. Like, I don't care what people think of my nose, so whatever. My legs. I got grandma's legs. Love you, grandma. My legs are not perfect, but you know what? They ran a marathon. They kicked people in the head in Taekwondo. They've, you know, swam countless miles in the swimming pool. They play tennis. It's like, I'm grateful for my legs. They're healthy. They're strong. You know, do they look like models' legs? Absolutely not. But I appreciate them. Like, I'm grateful for my legs. And it's like, instead of comparing myself to models, I compare myself, you know, to people who are maybe like missing legs or, you know, like just very thankful that my legs work and they're strong and healthy and, you know, I'm strong and healthy and I'm well and I can run. You know, that's one of the things that I say to myself if I don't feel like going to the gym on the treadmill. I'm like, I just want to sit on the couch. I sit there and I'm like, you know, what about the people out there that can't go running on the treadmill? What about them? Maybe you should be grateful that you're able to do that, Christine. And that's what I say to myself as I'm walking in the door to the gym. And that gratitude, that attitude of gratitude, man, I tell you, it works. So it's like that grateful energy. Just focus on the body parts that are your favorite, you know, and just be thankful for those and be proud of them. You know, if you really like your feet, wear sandals, show them off, you know, look at my beautiful feet. So I guess that's another thing that they were saying is that it's like just, it comes from within, you know, the desire to have cosmetic surgery comes from within. And so the people that don't have cosmetic surgery, it's just like a lack of compulsion there. And again, this is why I want to be really sensitive to this, because it's really easy for somebody who's not in the spotlight to sit here squawking about this. Well, I just don't have the compulsion. It's like, really, Christine, if you were in front of like a whole bunch of people, maybe you would have the compulsion, you know, because all that social pressure would be firing at you. You know, all the haters on social media, like, oh, look at her nose, look at her, you know, whatever. Maybe then you would have that social pressure, Christine. Right now you don't, you know, blah, blah, blah. I get it. I totally understand. I'm just telling you the energy associated with it, because I have to worry about your soul. Remember, we command universal energies via our free will decisions. Cosmetic surgery is a free will decision. Okay, it's elective. It's elective here, all right? You command universal energies via your free will decision. So I have to worry about how the universe is responding to your free will decision, okay? I'm not giving you a pitchfork and sending you straight to hell here. I am saying that I don't like the way the energy feels. I didn't like the way the energy felt like when I was writing this video. It made my gut feel weird. You know, when I focus on self-love, self-protection, self-acceptance, gratitude, those energies make my gut feel good. You know, the lack of compulsion, you know, not feeling the desire or feeling the need to have cosmetic surgery. It just feels like relaxed and open and just love, and I'm protecting my body from the knife and just feminine goddessy. I don't have to be perfect, you know? So it's that. And again, I just kind of want to bring up the importance of psychic predictions. You know, everyone just assuming, you know, oh, I'll get a boyfriend if I get this, or I'll get a job, you know, I'll get a boyfriend if I alter this. I'll get a job if I alter this. I'll get gigs if I alter that. They can bring stuff onto your path without it. That's all I'm saying. They can bring lovers onto your path, etc. Just be the best you can be. And remember that you're beautiful just the way you are, okay? And then that's the thing that I mentioned earlier is perfectionism. You know, look at Botched. Look at the intro to Botched, that TV show. I want to be perfect. Now, Botched, I'm not going to rip on because they're like fixing screw-ups, okay? I'm not going to rip on them because they're like fixing mistakes. So good for them. I was just using their intro as an example because that's part of their intro for the TV show. I want to be perfect. So, you know, this is where the perfectionist attitude, perfectionism, sorry. This is where the perfectionist attitude comes in, where does the judgment end? Does it get addictive? Where you alter one thing and then you want to alter another thing. It's like, oh, this is fun. And then the next thing you know, you're just like adjusting all parts of your body and it becomes addictive, you know? And so it's like, just with like a little bit more here and a little bit more there and a tweak here and a tweak there, then I'll be happy. And then maybe you never become happy and you just get addicted to it. But, you know, what energy are you casting at yourself? You know, is it criticism or compliments? If you're casting criticism at yourself, you know, how are you acting on that criticism? What action steps are you taking with regards to that criticism? It's, you know, food for thought. You have to worry about what energy you're casting at yourself during the day. Stop ripping on your body. We all do it. We all do it. Stop ripping on your body. Self-love. Self-love. Broadcast that signal instead. Because, you know, this kind of stuff can also get addictive, this type of, you know, situation. You know, another thing is suppose you do have a following, right? Suppose you are in the spotlight and you do have a following. What kind of following do you want? Like, why do they like you? Do they like you for your insides, your outsides, both? Why do your followers like you? Why are they attracted to you? Is it the light that you're shining? Is it your soul? Is it your outsides? Well, you know, food for thought, something to ask yourself again. And then just, you know, the social pressure. Sorry, I can't see my notes because they're so low. Yeah, they were just saying, yeah, caring what people think, and, you know, worrying about, you know, sorry, I guess they want to talk about social pressure because they're saying this could be your ego caving. The more social pressure, the more your ego is challenged, and actually they really like it when people's egos are challenged, because when you overcome your ego, that's actually a form of soul's growth, which improves your divine connection. So overcoming your ego strengthens your divine connection. So social pressure equals, harder to overcome your ego. So that actually results in more soul's growth for you and a closer divine connection. So the other side, takes positives out of that. But another thing they're really big on, that's the total opposite of perfectionism, is authenticity. Now, guys, this is why reality TV shows are so popular, is because the authenticity is a really, really big deal. If you're being real and raw with people and saying, hey, I'm not perfect, this is how, everyone can relate to it. You come across as more human. So you are more relatable when you're being authentic and real. And that includes, being physically imperfect. And, of course, in God's eyes, you are perfect, so I should be careful what I say. I don't want to insult the big dude upstairs. So, maybe your opinion is that you're not physically perfect, but in his eyes you are. So that this is the opposite of that. The authenticity is going to be the opposite of the perfectionist. Okay? Let that wall down, let people see, what you really look like, kind of thing. And the other thing that they wanted me to bring up, I don't even know if this is still on the screen, but this is the last one, so maybe it works, is perception. How others perceive you is going to be a direct reflection of how you perceive yourself. So your opinion or attitude of how you look, how you are, etc., your physical appearance, people are going to adopt that attitude. So if you have the courage and confidence and self-love and self-acceptance to say, I look fantastic, I think I look great, well, the people around you are going to be like, you sure do. Wow, your confidence is really attractive, man. It's like infectious. Cool, thank you. So your attitude towards your own physical appearance, other people will adopt, because you create your own reality. So your reality around you is a direct reflection of how you feel about yourself. So it's kind of like, give yourself a break and then others will too. That feels like, the main message. External world is a reflection of what's going on internally, and you have more control over that than you think. So obviously in the spotlight, you're always going to have haters. There's always going to be a lot of people throwing mud at you, but go towards the light. Focus on the people that love you, and focus on shining authentic light and just being as real as possible, so that you can connect with your audience can connect with you. Right? So I hope this video helped you. It was really convoluted. I tried to keep it as focused and clean as I possibly could, but again, there are kind of a lot of different factors to consider. So energetically, no, I'm not excited about how cosmetic surgery feels. I'm not excited about how my gut felt when I was making this video. But again, there's no shame, there's no judgment. It's not like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? It's more like self-love, no self-judgment. Don't put your body before the review board. Just more like an energy of self-love and self-acceptance, and allowing the world to bend to you as opposed to you bending to the world. And in the meantime, take care and be well. Thank you.